Now, I find the whole Greenland thing to be absolutely hilarious, but for reasons that a lot of people probably don't even think. The first one is the reaction to it. Now, I understand why the people in Denmark are ass hurt about it. I completely get it. I mean, if I was in Denmark, I would be ass hurt as well. But I don't understand why the Americans themselves are ass hurt. Usually the leftists, because people on the right either don't care or they agree with this. Like, do these people not have, like, a sort of national prestige or something? Like, I have seen people working at corporations that give a shit more about their brand than American leftists care about their country. Did you notice that? Like imagine this, right? Imagine you're working at, I don't know, Nintendo. And all of a sudden, Nintendo announces that they've opened a Polish branch. Like, people at Nintendo, they're going to cheer, right? Like they have a sort of tiny level of give a shittery about their corporation. But then you look at American leftists, and again, like, they have less respect for their country than an actual worker at a cubicle does for his corporation. And I think, like, this is deliberate. Because for the last 2 decades or so, this is what the mainstream zeitgeist was telling people. You don't live in a country, there's no heritage, there's no prestige. You just happen to live on a plot of land where economic transactions happen. And the whole thing with Greenland is just finally turning this on its head. And it's like, no, this is not how world politics should work. And they haven't worked like that for thousands of years. And so, like, maybe we can go back to the way things were. And this is why the leftists are freaking out. Because they're so contradictory. They don't even have a coherent ideology. Like, a couple of years ago, they were against American interventionism. And they were against America policing the world. And now they're the same people crying about America intervening in Ukraine. And you gotta wonder, like, from a point of ideological consistency, like, what the fuck do you want? Like, what do you want? Just like, you know, it's fine. Like, just pick something, but stick with it. And the reality is that what they want is to follow the interests of the 1% that they used to complain about, but now it's fine. Because at the end of the day, that's how the left works, right? It works through institutions, and the institutions get to tell them what to think and what to believe. Like, basically, you have Pfizer, right, a pharmaceutical company, talking with the politicians using bureaucrats like Dr. Fauci, which is fine, right? Perfectly fine. And all of a sudden, they're telling the politicians, right, like, you are going to buy our product, and then you're going to sell it to the people so we don't have to worry about sales. Like, all of a sudden, the deal is made. And then you're going to say that it's safe and effective, and you're going to shut down the economy. And the politicians just do it, right? And they use the mainstream media to tell people, like, this is what we're going to do. There's no negotiation. It's not a grassroots movement. It's not a debate. It's basically like, this is what we're going to do. And then you have, like, the BLM protests, and the same politicians, you know, they talk with NGOs, they talk with various other institutions, and then they're like, all right, well, we have to keep you home and keep you safe, and this is why we shut down your businesses, but you also now need to go out and protest. And after Joe Biden wins, everyone back inside, right? Like, it's fucking mental. This is the way that the system has been governing for, like, the last 10 or 20 years. It's basically like not trying to solve problems, but managing public opinion. And so this is why you have individuals on the left that don't know what the fuck they want. Or don't even care, right? Like, one day it's like America should stop being the world police. Now it's America needs to go to Russia. And then it's like, well, actually America is strong, but it shouldn't get stronger by trying to legally acquire Greenland, you know? And to me, this is hilarious. As I mentioned in the beginning, I completely understand why Denmark is upset. I would be as well. I don't get why Americans are upset. It's like, why are you upset that your nation is growing in size and influence? And the answer seems to be, well, it's because Trump's new plan is to pay $10,000 to every single person in Denmark over a year. Basically, like trying to convince them financially that if they accept that, they're going to be compensated. And so, a lot of leftists are freaking out. I actually did a little bit of a calculation, and I adjusted it for inflation. Like, this would be actually cheaper than the Louisiana Purchase. Right? Like here you have it. But the interesting thing is that the left is like, well, if you can pay for that, why can't you forgive student debt loan? And that's the key word, right? Like forgiveness. Forgive you for what? For being dumb? Like, you're telling me that the smartest and brightest minds that America has produced over training at least 4 years in the universities were so fucking financially illiterate and so stupid that now they require forgiveness for their bad choices? Like, whose fault is it, right? Because if you ask for forgiveness, it means that you are stupid enough to make the mistake. Why did you decide to become a lesbian dance master with a PhD in that, rather than become a trucker or a plumber? Whose fault is it? Now, again, I talked about the student debt in previous videos. Why did you decide to waste 4 years of your life in order to become a PhD doctorate in lesbian dance mastery, and now you're asking for forgiveness? Like, you could have been a truck driver or a plumber or something that actually produces for society, and you would have made money doing so, but instead you chose something that the economy doesn't need. That's why you can't even pay your student debt. And not to mention, I generally don't think that university is actually a good thing for society in the way that it's practiced in 2025, because if printing diplomas would cure stupidity, then printing money wouldn't cause inflation. But this is literally what's happening, right? Like, if every single person has a diploma, then there's no more incentive for truckers and plumbers, which are actually essential in a functioning society. But more so, the diploma becomes worthless. Like, the university just becomes a requirement for everyone to waste at least extra 4 years of their life in order to achieve a level of 0, right? Like, to actually get to the starting point, to the start line, you need to now waste an additional 4 years of your life and to pay into a system that's profiting off people with the student debt. For some reason, they never blamed the university professors. They never blamed the universities themselves for charging too much. Because, like, let's be honest, you know, the life and the job and the toil of a university professor that teaches gender studies is not that fucking difficult to justify the huge amount of money that they're being paid. It's a fucking grift, right? So we're feeding into the grift. And now it's like, well, why don't you forgive? No, there should be no forgiveness. Although I have said before that if I was the president of the United States, that I would have made a way to forgive these people. And they wouldn't like it. Because what I would do is the same thing where you buy something and it's defective. You can ask for a refund. But you gotta take that thing back. Now, in the case of a university, how do you do it? Well, let's say you managed to graduate gender studies. And now you're in student debt. And the government would be like, okay, we are forgiving your debt, but your diploma is erased. Like, the university would be legally forced to stop issuing papers to deny that you even went there. And you would also be forced, like, under perjury, the moment your debt is being taken away, you would sign under perjury that you would never claim that you graduated that university. And you can actually go to jail if it's proven that you went anywhere and claimed that you studied there or that you graduated for there. You'd be like basically like under an NDA. Like, by all accounts and purposes, like, that time of your life, you just can't fucking talk about it. But hey, your debt has been forgiven, right? I bet you that a lot of them would get really upset about it. But, well, I mean, how is it fair, though? How is it equitable? Like, please explain to me. If someone that's like, let's say, the son of a farmer or the son of a truck driver realizes that they don't have money to go to university, and so they're focusing on building up their own career into farming or plumbing. Meanwhile, like, someone else goes like, you know what, I don't have money, but I'm going to take a loan anyway. And now they make university more expensive for everyone else because they do so. And then they get there, they study something useless, but they still manage to make the connections, they still manage to make friends and network and stuff, right? Because that's why most people go to university. You can study the same shit on your own. Unless you go to medicine or something. Like, it's 2025. You can actually study most of these things online. But anyway, right, so they go there, they get their shit, and basically now they're saying, forgive my debt. So in other words, the farmer, the one that's the imbecile that didn't go to a university on that, now has to use his taxes to pay for your shit. So that's why I have absolutely no sympathy for the people that are under student debt. None whatsoever. And if you look at this, like, this is where it gets interesting, because they're like, oh, why is Trump paying Greenland? Well, because apparently he believes that those costs could be offset by new revenue from the extraction of the natural resources, which include rare earth minerals, copper, gold, and uranium, right? So, like, even in this situation, he views it as an investment. What exactly return on investment does a gender studies professor have? You know, once the grift is over. Anyway, this is why I find it absolutely funny. Like, number one, it's the way that Americans are reacting, right? Like, they're freaking out. It's like, oh my goodness, we might actually end up with Greenland. By the way, I do understand the ones that think, well, Trump is incapable, he's not going to manage to get it. Like I get that argument, like, that's fine. But there are the other people that are like, oh, no way, like, this is horrible, America will have Greenland, oh no. And then it's the other ones, it's like, oh, you're paying the money, well, why can't you erase student debt? Funny how they're not complaining about the USAID, right? Like, that was okay. That was okay when it existed. They were complaining when that was being dismantled. And so, like, you start to realize the way that the opposition operates, pretending to have principles. It's not even hypocrisy, right? It's like, let's throw any argument, hopefully something somewhere will stick. Right? And pretend that we care about the students, and we pretend we care about the economy, and we pretend that we care, when in reality, it's becoming more and more painfully obvious that it was a grift, and they don't care. They don't try to solve problems, they create problems, and what they do is they try to manage public opinion around the problems. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.